Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Best Buds podcast, episode 6 of season 2. The boys are back, and we're going off the script tonight. Throwing it back to season 1. But before we go off the script, we're gonna stick to the the intros that we've had. So starting with song of the week, Zion, you want to get us going?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start. It's gonna be a little long, so y'all just let me finish. So this song you can only find on YouTube. It's reggae, always some reggae, but
The version of the song.
the version of this song. Everyone knows Bob Marley, "Waiting in Vain." It's a great song. But if you go on YouTube, type in Bob Marley, "Waiting in Vain," the rare acoustic long. There's a channel called So Guide and Protect, INL, 3.7 million views. Listen to that version. I think if you have the time, just read all the comments on the video as well, because it's nothing but like the balance of struggle and love, and it's just very real.
While you're
You can
listening,
hear
maybe?
it, yeah, while you're listening, yeah, and because it's a long song, but you can hear it in Bob Marley's tone and the way he's singing, because he was madly in love with this girl and she wasn't reciprocating, and you could tell that he really like wanted to be with her, but he was also accepting of what was going on with life, because that's how life is. That's all we're going to kind of talk about today. But another thing is too, I was reading a comment, and like it said that Bob Marley, as great as Bob Marley is, he was surrounded by such a good group. Like his band was also like an amazing group of people, and the cool thing with this song is like you can feel his spirit going from struggling in love, and then you kind of hear his band kind of pick up the tempo and play along with him, and he's just pouring all of his emotions out and letting the love come in, and you can literally, like, as you're listening to the song, you can get to that transition of where it's like now he's just jamming out with his buddies, like he's got the sorrow out, because you can't. This is on topic of what we're going to kind of go into today.
Yeah,
A lot of
perfect
people like to
segue.
intellectualize their emotions and try to find ways to get over their emotions, or push their emotions to the side so that they can keep going into being. But a part of your emotions are a part of who you are. The only way that you're going to be able to learn to live with your emotions is to accept them and figure out how you can fully accept your emotions and learn from it, rather than trying to intellectualize it and set it aside. You have to fully accept your emotions, and I feel like that's exactly what this song is. He fully accepted his emotions for this woman. He let it all out in the beginning of the song. You can tell how sad he is, and then him and his band and all the guys, the energy was just filled with love, and by the end of the song, that's what you feel. You feel the love. So listen to that. Give it a
Beautiful.
shout for sure.
Good way to get us started too. Good way to kickstart this episode. Um,
Yeah.
I'll I'll follow that real quick, Jap. That's a tough one to follow. I've just been listening to some of that actually since you sent it to me. Um, a little bit of the new Young Nudie, but my song of the week is gonna be "Prove It" by 21 Savage and Summer Walker. Little throwback. I think I've said on here before how much I just love like a soft, like beautiful female voice with like a nice smooth rapper. And 21 Savage, he fits the part. If y'all haven't heard it, you should definitely give it a listen. But you've heard it for sure. Um, but yeah, it's just been vibing that lately a little bit.
Word, I gotta check that one out.
Mm-hmm.
For real. But yeah, okay, my song of the week, keeping it simple this week, Feel No Ways, Drake. If you haven't listened to that ever or in a while, that's a good one.
Drake 2 weeks in a row for you? Oh
Mm,
no, it was Drake last week.
Yeah, I was Drake last week. He sticks around, man. He's just that good.
I mean,
It's Drake.
I'm just simple shout out, give it a spin.
Oh man.
All right,
Okay.
let's get
Besides,
into the
hold on.
video.
But anything
Oh.
happened recently? You guys, any big news you need to update people on?
I got a fight
Just been
coming up
grinding. Fight coming up.
December 6th, man. Hopefully it's another title belt.
You're finally getting some fights too, which is good. Since you had a little bit
My
of
team had
time.
to just see that I can handle. My team had to experience a fight with me.
And they're
They
like,
trust me
oh,
now. They trust me in the ring. They're like, okay, this
let's
guy,
go.
he
Let's go.
wants to be active. He's capable of being active. So let's give it to him.
We can touch real quick on, and we did do some reactions that will be coming out shortly after this. But Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, entertaining to say the least.
Yeah, are we dropping that react video on it? Are you dropping that or not?
Maybe it's pretty funny, honestly.
Dude, that's hilarious. That was a hilarious video.
That was the Mike Tyson one. That was with Bodie. And then the John Jones the following night. So like we had great fights. We had great times watching these.
Yeah, great fights this weekend.
Super entertaining. But
I mean, I don't know about the John Jones fight was great. The other fight was entertaining, at least.
Yeah.
John Jones was that was a good fight.
Besides that, had some football yesterday. Nothing too crazy. Dude in my class came up to me, said that he listened to one of our, I think last week or the week before, whenever I shouted out the Commanders win, he was like, dude, why didn't you shout out the Panthers winning for the first time? And I was like, oh my gosh, so sorry. I don't really care about the Panthers, but shout out to him for listening. Shout out to the Panthers. Have won like 3 games in a row now. So that's great for us.
We are in North Carolina. Man.
We are in North Carolina, so, that's cool.
Me.
We got, damn, you're right. You're right. We got Team USA. If y'all see me glance over this way, the boys are whipping up on the reggae boys right now, 4-1. But yeah, we can get into it now. I think that kind of covers. I've just been schooling and booling, so.
Yeah, man. Thanksgiving coming up. Thanksgiving break. I'm excited.
Can't wait for Thanksgiving. That's what's keeping me going, man. Keep all of us going. Yes. IRL pod.
All right. Yes, definitely. Or IRL pod.
Yeah, and maybe some J. Cole stuff coming soon. Yeah, we're good. All right, let's dive in.
Yeah. So let's just talk about
Go ahead.
Let's just talk about like dealing with our emotions. Like I said earlier, like allowing yourself to feel them. I feel like people run away from their emotions because emotions are a very strong thing, and sometimes you feel like they're holding you back, and so you try to reject them. But I say accept all of them. There's you have to accept the struggle, and you have to when you're struggling, know that it's an opportunity to learn, and whenever you're having a good time, soak in the goodness. So those emotions, they provide both of those for you. So whenever you're struggling with your emotions, use that, accept your emotions, and use that to learn. That's my little spill on it.
No, I love that, bro. One of the things that helps me in life is just gratitude, like being thankful for just the human experience, like feeling everything. So I think that's a good way to put it, for sure.
Another thing too is with like emotions and like with all things in life fluctuates. Nothing in life is ever constant. Everything that you're ever going to deal with, it always fluctuates. So it's kind of like, a wave in the ocean. Like people that deal with anxiety. Anxiety is a very powerful emotion. It takes over your whole body. It takes over, the feeling to your fingertips, your chest. You're in your head, you're thinking about it. And a lot of people, because it's so powerful, they try to reject it. Instead of accepting it and thinking, well, if I accept this anxiety, first of all, how did I get to this point where I am anxious instead of trying to run away from it? And how do I get out of this, while accepting it? And for me, one of those things is, first of all, knowing that it's a wave. And knowing that it's a wave of emotions. Anxiety is not something that's always going to be around forever. You're not going to always be. You can be an anxious person, and you're one of those people that gets anxiety a little more than other people, but it's not going to always stick around forever. So you can either ride the wave, you try to swim against it, or you can go under it and just let it pass. And the next wave will come. You just gotta be ready for the next wave. One thing that I've learned with like my anxiety, what helps me with my anxiety is, like Jasper said, gratefulness. Just being really grateful, and like if I'm ever anxious, the first thing I'll try to do is step outside and just like, if it's nighttime, just look at the stars in the sky, cause like, or like look at the evening sky and just look at how beautiful everything is and how great it is and how vast it is. Cause like for me, seeing something so beautiful and also so natural at the same time, and like it's just so effortlessly pretty. It just takes me out of my body, and it's just like everything that is going on around me is beyond my comprehension. Like, look at this in front of me, like the trees, everything. This is all like working in harmony, and we're on this earth right now. So that's something that me accepting my anxiety has taught me, and also just being grateful, about the human experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
I think that for me personally, something, and I'm grateful to have been raised around such great parents and people, but like my mom from the day I can remember, like has always told me everything happens for a reason. And as simple as that sounds, I've used those words in so many different ways over my life. And at first it was just something like not an excuse, but like, if something went bad and I didn't understand why, I'd be like, okay, my mom told me everything happens for a reason. Like, this just needs some time. And then as I've gotten older, I've started to use it as like I don't know if you want to call it like a mantra or like something that when I get anxious, I, do breathing exercises and then like say those words out loud. Because sometimes just hearing that and putting that out there, even just in a room by yourself, helps like crazy. And for me, it's been more of an anxious year, I think, just because of life in general and things that are coming up and in the past. So finding ways to deal with that anxiety has been huge for me, and that's been a big part of it. Is as like someone that's been on their own a little bit more, is finding ways to deal with it when you're just literally sitting in a room by yourself. So super grateful for my mom, instilling that in me. I've got it tattooed on my body. Um, it's like words that I live by and always will. So it's there are a bunch of ways to deal with anxiety. I think having people to open up to, and this is something we've kind of touched on the pod, but like having you guys to go to. I have a mentor at school who's nice to go to for like career advice and stuff like that. Like I go to therapy from time to time. Just having somebody, even if it's in a professional or non-professional way, is another good way to deal with anxiety and kind of
I like
combat
what
it,
you
I
said
guess.
about like, I forgot what it was, but you said something about like trying to understand how you were feeling or understand why things are going wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of gave up on that, and instead of just and not you're accepting the moment, understand, you're knowing that
Yeah,
everything is what it is. So I
exactly.
had this saying that it's like the closer you get to understanding, the further you get from being. And like everyone tries so hard to understand what's going on in their life and try to like get this idea of what's going to happen, and so they can prepare themselves for it, which is good, to a certain extent. But when you're always trying to understand all the little things, like it's beyond your comprehension.
It
It's
can get
easier to
more
just go
overwhelming
with the
too.
flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's more overwhelming as well. Yeah. Um, I also like what you said about like saying out loud, it is what it is, or accepting the moment with using your tongue to say that, because
And there's a
the
bunch of
tongue,
ways to say it. Like you just said, it is what it is. Like it's just whatever, comes to you, I think is an
whatever
important part.
whatever
But
you
yeah.
feel is right in your heart. The tongue is a very powerful thing. Bruce Lee said, words are magical. That's why you have to spell them. You're basically casting spells with your words, and that's very true. Because I mean, what other animal on this planet besides like parrots, which can mimic us, can speak like this? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like obviously dolphins can like kind of communicate with each other through frequencies and whatnot, but like
It's different than yeah.
it's different than us. Like a person can on a a person like us, or like Michael Jordan, like a documentary or anything. You can get on a video and you're just talking and you're changing people's lives just by talking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a very powerful thing for sure.
Yeah, that's true. That kind of goes like one of the ways that I deal with anxiety, like at school and just kind of in my life, is, and lately I've been doing it a lot, and I feel like it's been helping. It's just kind of like you said, saying it out loud, but almost like giving it up to God in like a prayer type of way, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And then that goes along with like the gratitude too, like just saying like thank you for everything, and like being grateful. And then, that translates into your life. Like you're more aware to like better your surroundings, I guess.
I think
Yeah,
that
self-awareness is
being
really important.
grateful ties in a lot with having perspective, which is another like huge thing I think when it comes to um, understanding yourself, which I think is the first and only step there is to probably having that positive outlook on life is like you have to be in control of yourself and have enough perspective of you know the people around you, the things happening to if I feel like nowadays if you don't have perspective you're hard to be around in general.
Yeah. You have to master yourself before you can master anything else, and that goes with like life too. You have to master who you are before you can try to figure out how to live life. How are you gonna know how to figure out live life if you don't even know yourself? Because it's really
Difficult
like,
task. That's a difficult task, though.
oh, it's a it's
You know
it's
what
a
I'm saying?
task that you
It's a journey.
it's a yeah it's a task till death. You never
Mm-hmm.
perfect it. You never perfect it because, like I said, it's life is a fluctuation. You know, sometimes it's hard and sometimes it's easy, and but like you said, Jasper. For me as well, being spiritual, I kind of pull from like Christianity, Rasta, and a lot from like the Yin Yang philosophy. And that's like accepting the good and the evil. Because to me, God is good and evil, and He controls that. I don't give any credit to like people that have been cast away from God's presence. God controls all things. God's the one that sent, according to the Christian Bible, He's the one that sent the devil down to the earth. It's not us to it's not up to us to understand that, but to accept that. I mean, His will is beyond our comprehension. So like when you got bad things going wrong, going bad in your life, like it's just you got to accept that most of the time it's beyond your comprehension. So just do what you can in that moment. Accept that like you're in a bad situation and learn from that. I would
Yes.
say too, like right now I'm at a point where it's like I prayed to myself the other day and I was just like, because I keep saying I'm gonna do stuff and I keep saying I'm gonna do this, that, and the fourth and make time for this, and I found myself not doing those things. I'm trying though, and I had a prayer where I was just like, I know that I'm coming to you and I'm saying that I'm gonna do this, and I keep not being able to do it, but I'm gonna keep saying that I'm gonna do it because if when the moment I stop saying I'm gonna do it, it's like I feel like I've fully given
It
up on it.
ends. It ends.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
Mm-hmm.
even though I'm struggling and I know I'm struggling, I'm still not gonna give up on the idea that I can do something better for myself.
I'm with you on that, and
And even
that
it's
that
just
can
the
sound kind
idea.
of silly. That can sound kind of silly at times because I'm 100% with you, dude. Like I've told myself I'm going to the gym every day for the past 2 months, and have I? No. Have I? I mean, like you said, there's other things that I've said I'm going to do, but I'm not going to stop saying that I'm going to do these things because I am. You know what I mean? Like to have that outlook, you have to have the belief in yourself. Like you said, whenever it ends, it ends. That's it.
Yeah. And I feel like too, like that's a part of accepting the struggle. Like for
Yep.
me, it was like I keep saying I'm gonna do this, but like, how do I get myself to do it? What am I doing wrong that's not getting me to do it? Like, what can I do better? And that's like what I told you guys today. I've been telling myself I'm gonna stretch every night, and God had presented me with that opportunity. When my coach came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, I think you need to get your kicks a little higher." Like, and I've never said anything to him. You know what I'm saying? And so I used that opportunity because God's gonna give you those opportunities, and you got to be ready to accept them and take them because they're being shown to you through bad and evil. But it was crazy that he said that, and I used that to be like, can you hold me accountable? Like, can you somehow some way hold me accountable to this? Because now I'm like, now it's not just me, and that's one thing I've realized living alone. Like when it's just me, I feel like
Yep.
I'm not letting anybody down but myself, so it doesn't hurt as bad. But like whenever I'm living with a roommate, I almost want to show my roommate like, bro, I'm getting up and doing this shit. You
We
should
about
too. You
this,
know what I'm
man.
saying?
We about this, yeah.
Exactly. So with my coach, it's like now I'm like, all right, now I have to get better because now now it's not my word against my own self, but it's my word against other people. And now like I'm not only devaluing myself and my image, but into their image, I'm also devaluing my word. So that opportunity was presented to me, and I'm gonna keep on trying. I'm gonna keep on doing it actually. So
Yeah, and I think this kind of clicked for me a little bit when you said it, but like the practice of prayer helps you recognize those moments more.
exactly, because you're like, whoa. Like I literally said to myself in my prayer, like, I know that I keep not doing what I say I'm gonna do, but I don't want to give up on saying that I'm gonna do it. At least that, because like right now I'm at a low, but I know that the struggle is gonna present something for me, whether it's and this is I actually got to stop myself there because that's me trying to understand the struggle. Like I don't need to understand it. I just know that it's gonna present something for me.
You're funny,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
you said what?
You're funny for that.
I was just about to try to intellectualize it. I was just about to try to, but I was like, you know what? I
No,
know, I know that this too will pass. It's like all things.
and to go off that too, self-awareness is so key
Mm-hmm.
for life. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
being able to see yourself
Yeah.
objectively and just accept it
In the good and the bad, like
in the good and the bad.
Zion
And
said, like learn from the mistakes, and enjoy the good times and grow from it all.
I
I
feel
think
like
that's
criticism as well. Like when you have self-awareness, you're better at taking criticism.
and
And like
criticism is
you have
huge in life. Criticism
huge,
is
huge.
huge.
Whether it's good or bad, it's still like whether it's something that will help you or something that won't help you, you should still take it in because most people like they try to deny criticism and get really angry about it, but it's like you're just making yourself angry. If it's something that you don't think will work for you, then just don't do it. But you should still accept the criticism. You know what I'm saying?
yes, I think if you want to live life like that, listening is going to help you out. Anybody like just trying to understand it, you know?
Well, and if somebody's really trying to, like, if they have bad intent and they're just like talking crap, that's different. But if they're really trying to help you better yourself as a person in your craft, kickboxing, or your life, anything like that, they're trying to help. They might, what I mean, criticism comes
Yeah.
in different forms.
But I will say
Listening,
this.
wait, hold on.
Yeah, yeah.
Listening is going to help you recognize that better too. The more you listen to people, the more you can be able to be like, oh, that's not good criticism. Or like, okay, wait, that actually, I feel like I should listen to that. Or like, I feel like I should take that into consideration.
Yeah. Sorry, were you done? I totally just interrupted you.
I was, yeah.
Um, but I will say this about bad criticism. I don't think, that's the good and the evil. Accept that too. Accept it. Because maybe it's not the criticism that you need to hear that's going to apply to what they're saying to you, but maybe it's their action of what they're doing can teach you something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Take good criticism as good criticism. Bad criticism, take it, just not in the exact same way. You know what I mean?
Like
But process it. Yeah.
even if it's not good for you to hear what they're saying, you should still just sit there and hear what they're saying. You don't have to accept it and apply it to your life, but just use that as a practice use that as self-awareness practice. Use that as a practice to be able to take evil and to be glass with it instead of being a mirror. Like let the evil pass through you, because and I believe in good and evil. I believe God is the controller of good and evil, because whenever the Israelites were leaving Egypt, it was God that hardened the heart of the Egyptian king. It was him that told him that he was not going to stop, that he was not going to let the Israelites leave. So he's hardening the heart of the person that is giving you all that negativity as well, because and you don't need to understand why, but just trust that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I think that's like a really good metaphor for just being a good person too. Like just in general. That's just going to make your life better. And I know that's like a somewhat privileged thing to say, because some people can't be good people like that. You don't really have the option.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I think having that like bottom line, I'm a good person, is also a good way to like just kind
That's
of go
why
through
if you can be a nice person, just be a nice person. You know what I mean? Because like you said, if you have
Gets a lot worse.
yeah.
like take care of the human race, that type of thing.
yeah. I think this is, this is key stuff to, evolving as a human. And I think for me personally has been a huge step in my life to controlling my emotions and understanding myself, and controlling the emotions, the anxiety that I'll be honest, I hate feeling anxious. I don't know if it's because I got bad skin, but it just makes it worse. But like
Yeah, right.
I just
You
hate.
feel it. You really feel it
I really feel
physically.
it. So I when I feel it, like that's why it's just been just finding ways to deal with it. But yeah, so like being able to understand myself and what's making me anxious is huge. It's huge.
Yeah, I feel like we're also all three of us are pretty spiritual. We believe in a higher power when we basically surrender our will over to it whenever things are beyond our comprehension. But there's not everyone's like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but even some people that are like agnostic or atheist or unknowingly they're still giving their energy to something that is beyond them. They don't know, but they just don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Chill,
not
bro.
wrong,
Hey,
brother.
drop it
You're
down
not
below. Should
wrong.
we make a religion episode? Should we make a religion episode?
we definitely need to.
That
Because
that'll be that's in the works. That's in the
I think
works.
that could go,
Crazy, crazy. Me
Yeah, because we
personally,
do need a different perspective on things as well. Because not everyone can relate to being spiritual. Because
yeah,
some people, like I wasn't spiritual until I wasn't very spiritual until I was 20 years old because I had bad experiences with church, and I just didn't think that that was like what I was being shown. Was like, nah, that ain't it.
and
But
I
let's
was,
get into that another time.
yeah,
Dude, we could.
yeah. Let's say, let's say,
Yeah,
let's say.
great
Um,
topic.
I think this has been great tonight. What we've talked about. I think it all kind of comes back to sort of the same thing in the however you want to phrase it. Everything happens for a reason. Life gives you challenges. Like these are things that are supposed to happen in your life, and dealing with them and figuring out how to deal with them is
An
just part of
important
the
thing for me
journey.
too is know that life is not constant. Like I said at the very beginning, nothing is ever constant. Like know that you're going to be on that roller coaster where you have highs and lows. Like whenever you can learn to ride that roller coaster,
Mm-hmm.
and just whenever you're in the lows, be in the lows and know that okay, this is a low moment for me. What what is being presented to me in this low moment? Because there's a lesson in struggle as well. And then know whenever you're in the highs too, because the highs don't last. So it's like,
Hmm.
all right, I'm here with my buddies right now. We're on vacation. Like, let's
Soak
like
this
this is
in.
awesome. Let me be present. Let me be present and like and fully enjoy this because even this too will come to an end. And I think that that's why I thank God for life and death because if it wasn't for the lows, the highs wouldn't feel like a high. If you were always up there, you wouldn't realize how lucky you are to be up there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
like
Mm-hmm.
that's death gives life value in that sense as well. Like there would be no value in what we're doing if it just went on forever and ever and ever. Like the fact that we come to an end creates urgency for us to make what we have worth it.
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
I
brother.
couldn't have said it better.
Hell yeah.
I'm not even gonna follow that up because I feel like that should just be with listen to that. I will say if any of this resonated with you in any way, let us know, man.
Yeah.
You
Leave a
know,
little comment,
Yeah.
drop
leave a
a
little
comment.
like.
Nah,
If you
we're
actually listened and got to this part, like say something that you thought resonated with you, or if nothing resonated with you, then okay. But
nah, man. We enjoy making this. This is something that personally, I feel lucky to have this time set apart every week to just chat about things. It's a great excuse to stay in touch. But yeah,
Yeah.
what another great
And it's
episode.
happening, and the most important thing is it's happening for a reason. There's a
Exactly.
reason why we're doing this, and even if it's not for a whole bunch of views or for whatever it is, it's still going to be something that we did, and it's still going to be something that we learn from.
Yeah, man. Everything happens for a
beautiful.
reason. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Like we said, we got exciting stuff coming up. Exciting stuff.
Yeah,
The boys are back.
we got some scripted episodes. We
T
got some
minus
live
7
episodes coming
days.
up. Like we're lit. We're lit.
Hey, like Jap said, if you made it this far, let us know. We appreciate you guys. We'll catch y'all next time. Deuces.
Those.
Hey! What?